I love books. I think it's just that I've kind of shied away from reading as much as I used to, but I'm trying to get back into my element because when I read, I love the fact that I could read a book and I could get lost within the book, like I'm actually within the book. You get what I'm saying? It's like I'm part of the whole storyline.
Cause sometimes the rain comes to grow the flower, sometimes the rain comes to drown it up. We must seek comfort from our Creator.
What it do, drama babies? Hey guys, welcome back to welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and turn on your post notification bell at the very bottom every time I upload a new video. But before we dive into this video, I'd like to acknowledge all new subscribers. Guys, thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Your subscription really means a lot to me. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Manda. Right, so this video is basically about books. I'm taking you into my mini library, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about the books that I've read and the books that I haven't read. Guys, one fun fact about me is that I love reading. I think in high school I used to read a lot. Like, I loved reading novels, books. The smell of a brand new book, the pages of a brand new book, that is bliss, guys. It is absolute bliss. But yeah, along the way I lost some novels, I lost some books. This is why I don't lend people my books, okay? You guys will say, you're stingy with your books. Guys, I'm trying to grow my library, and due to experience, my past experience with books, I don't lend out my books like that anymore. But anyway, let's dive into this library. So the first book I'm gonna introduce you to is The River Between by Ngugi wa Thiong'o. This is an African writer. I read this book in grade 12, literature, and it was amazing. So it's about I just replaced this one because the other one was lost by someone. It's about basically faith. It's about two sisters, female circumcision, and how the other one didn't go through with it and the other one went through with it, and then she ended up dying. And yeah, that's pretty much what I remember from this book. Then the next book is, it's just that it's covered, guys, The Concubine. The Concubine is also, I think, an African series written by an African writer. It's a very great book. Yeah, it's a very, very great book. It is amazing. I don't remember who wrote this book, unfortunately, because it's covered. I can't read. I think it's written by Elechi Amadi, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The next book is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. I started reading it, but I didn't quite finish it. It says, oh, there's a bookmark from Grey Matter actually. It says, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, pretty much. I started reading it, but I didn't finish it, so I ended up listening to the audiobook. It was very, very interesting. I actually liked it. It was very funny actually. But then I actually plan to read it sometime soon. I hope I do get the chance. The next book is The Life Story of Lester Summerall. This is a book, I think, about ministry. It was given to me by a church member in Beijing at the River of Grace Church. I just never read it. What's wrong with me? I'll find time to read it. I really find time to read it. So this is the book. The next book is A Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. Guys, this is a must read. I finished reading this whole book. I think this is one of the books, if not the only book that I own that's actually highlighted. Like, I've got some things highlighted. For example, on this page, here's what it reads. It is not enough just to say relationships are important. We must improve it by investing time in them. Words alone are worthless. My children, our love should not be just words and talk. It must be true love, which shows itself in action. Relationships take time and effort. The best way to spell love is Time. The essence of love is not what we think or do or provide for others, but how much we give of ourselves. Men in particular often don't understand this. Many have said to me, I don't understand my wife and kids. I provide everything they need. What more could they want? They want you. Your eyes, your ears, your time, your attention, your presence, your focus, your time. Nothing can take nothing can take the place of that. The most desired gift of love is not diamonds or roses or chocolate. It is focused attention. Love concentrates on Love concentrates so intently on another that you forget yourself at the moment. Attention says, I value you enough to give you my most precious asset, my time. Whenever you give your time, you are making a sacrifice. The sacrifice is the essence of love. Jesus modeled this. Be full of love for others, following the example of Christ who loved you and gave himself to God as a sacrifice to take away your sins. You can give without loving, but you cannot love without giving. God so loved the world that he gave. Ooh, I'm reading from page 127 and 128 of A Purpose-Driven Life. Make sure you actually do get to read. It's got this amazing poem. I'm actually gonna infuse it in one of my upcoming videos. That's my plan. And then the next one is by William Pick. I don't know if it's Pick. Right. Could somebody teach me to pray? I'm ashamed I haven't read this book yet. I started reading it, but I never got to finish it. I actually ended on page 46. I think in most of the books there's something reminding me where I should start from, but for most I think I have to read from scratch. The Dressmaker. So The Dressmaker, I bought the book after I had watched the movie. The movie was interesting. I liked the movie. So it's about a girl that's accused of killing her classmate, when in actual sense he killed himself, and she's now kicked out of the town, into exile, and then she comes back and she's this awesome dressmaker and she's making the outfits. Amazing. I wouldn't advise you to watch a movie before reading a book, because it would destroy the whole movie for you. The next book is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Sage Larsson. Is it Stige Larsson? Guys, I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, guys, I've been reading this book for 7+ years now. I'm ashamed. 7+ years, but guys, I tried my best. But the struggle. It's actually book 3 of a 3-book series. So this is book 1. I just purchased this one recently, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. So I'm looking for book 2. I hope I do find it and buy it. Guys, look at the pages. Why are they gonna be this thick? But look at this. I didn't even start reading, but there's a bookmark there. So I did intend to start reading it, right? Then Me Before You. So Me Before You, I watched the movie, I didn't read the book. Then I bought the sequel, After You. I read this book. It was very, very interesting, guys. I don't remember exactly what happened, but all I know is that she had all the wealth from this man right here. The movie was amazing, though I just didn't understand why he had to be selfish and let himself go at the time that she was falling in love with him. The next book, The Girl on the Train. Guys, I read the book before I watched the movie. Let me tell you, when I watched the movie, I was like, that didn't happen. I know you're lying, but continue. But this is a great book, guys. 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed reading The Girl on the Train. The next book is The Mocking Mirror. Developing a Healthy Self-Esteem in an Image-Conscious World by Miguel Angel. I don't know if it's Unes. I don't know. Guys, can you see? Okay. Right. So, guys, I went for this event where like there were so many women, and then it was me to speak at that very table because I was the youngest. And when I got home the next day, my dad bought me this book. It's talking about self-esteem, confidence, and I was like, I am confident. Anyway, I don't know, I guess my parents thought I wasn't that confident then, so they got me the book. Then my first ever Sarah Jakes book. I would love another one. I've actually been searching for Don't Settle for Safe, but Women Evolve, this is the place to be, honey. This is like the second book that I own that I actually underline. There's another bookmark right here because I haven't finished the book. I have to work on finishing books, guys. I just get so overwhelmed. I think the moment I'm interrupted when I'm reading a book, it's actually hard to pick up from where I left off. The Alchemist. Finished this book. I loved this book. Every ounce of it. I loved it. It was just amazing. It was perfect. The next book, You Are a Badass. A badass. You are a badass. Right. I started reading this book, but I never finished the book. What's wrong with me? I think I need to work on finishing the book actually. Did I underline anything in here? Nope. I didn't underline anything in this one, but I started reading and didn't finish. But I do hope to finish this book one day. I'm actually ashamed. Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. This is also just another replacement for the books that I lost. Yeah. Things Fall Apart. So for the books that I actually lost, I need to replace Mind Boy, An Enemy of the People, The Old Man and the Meadow. I love The Old Man and the Meadow. It's got a very interesting story, a very funny story actually. Animal Farm. Which other books? I'd have to check my list to remember. Into the Water. This is by Paula Hawkins, the same author that wrote The Girl on the Train. This is a very interesting book. I started it. I'm sure you guys don't know where I'm heading. I started reading the book and my cousin borrowed it for like a year plus. And when it came back, I had to start from scratch because I couldn't remember where it ended. I started from scratch, guys. The book got interesting. It's like days when I get some seriously free time, when I think about reading, when I remember the storyline, and I didn't finish, I read a few pages, but I'm just left with about like 100 pages and I'll be done. Guys, if I'm failing to finish this book, when will I finish this book? Just look at the contrasts in the page sizes, the number of pages, sorry. The next book is Next Stop. So this is like a daily devotional. It was given to me at BICF City Church in Beijing. It's written by Paul Durbin. Yeah. Daily inspiration for the most important stops in Beijing. I like the fact that they made it kind of in relation to the metro stops, but in actual sense it just talks about your Christian life. Yeah, it talks about your Christian life. So if you're in Beijing, this is a must. So the preface says, "Dear fellow Beijinger, landing in Beijing for the first time can be a bit overwhelming. A few minutes into my arrival, I found myself thinking, what is this place? Where did all these people come from? How will I ever understand this language? Am I supposed to eat that?" And to be perfectly honest, I still ask a few of these questions today. Walking into BICF, which is Beijing International Christian Fellowship, BICF, on the other hand, felt like walking into an oasis. The music was inspiring, the people were smiling, and something about it just felt like home. I loved it then, and I love it today. Yet I noticed something. Despite all the good things, the presence of God, the amazing people, the experience of seeing the international family of believers worshiping together, there was still something overwhelming about it. Overwhelming in many good ways. Yes, but overwhelming. In a few confusing ways too. As a pastor, it troubled me that in the midst of all this beauty and excitement, people had difficulty finding their way at BICF. After a first visit, then what? Where do you go from there? In contrast, Beijing public transportation is relatively easy. Key word is relatively. When you ride the metro, you simply look at a map to discover what your next stop is. Wait for that stop to arrive, disembark, and you're on your way. But how do you do that at an international church? This is why I've created Next Stop. We needed a way to accelerate the process of connecting people to God's purpose and God's family. Rather than asking a million questions, I pray we ask one. What is my next stop? In other words, on my Beijing journey, what is the next thing God is asking me to do as I grow in my relationship with Him and others? I believe this book contains 4 of those stops. The 4 most important stops you will ever make. Living in Beijing and being part of BICF is a privilege of a lifetime for my family and I believe you can also experience this same joy. Make the most of your life here. Take the steps necessary to know God. Go deeper in your relationship with Him. Experience the love of your Beijing family and explore the many ways that together we can make a deep impact on this nation. Welcome to Next Stop. Signed, Pastor Paul Durbin, Beijing, China. So anyways, the contents of this are just laid out like a metro stop. I think if you go to Google and you check out the Beijing metro station map, you quite understand what this is all about. Right, so you have welcome to Next Stop. This is contents. So you have Next Stop, know God, exit A, God is, exit B, we are, exit C, now what, exit D, say yes, baggage check. Stop 2, B, family, exit A, lay the foundation, exit B, build the framework, exit C, join the fellowship, baggage check. Stop 3, go deep. Wow. Exit A, take root below, exit B, bear fruit above, baggage check. Stop 4, make impact. Exit A, get motivated by our mission, exit B, get moving, our vision, baggage check. Postscript, appendixes, our core values, our doctrinal statement, baptism, facts, membership facts, acknowledgements. This is actually a great book. And the way it's laid out and everything, I doubt you would ever feel like, oh my god, I'm lost, or something like that. No. I think this is a perfect guide. Like if you're going to Beijing and you're going to BICF, this is a great book to help you just settle in and whatnot. But I think if other churches on ministries also had such books, it would be of great value. The next book, Architect's Pocketbook. This shouldn't be in my books, but anyways, all right, this book just talks about like general information, measurements, etc, etc. The next book is The Heat of Betrayal. Excuse me. This is an amazing book. Absolutely amazing. It's about a woman who gets married to a man and she doesn't know that he's married. He takes her all the way to Morocco and then he deserts her and these horrible things happen to her. It's by Douglas Kennedy. It's a fire book. I think for my friends that have actually read this book, that I lent this book to, will attest to the fact that will testify. Because this book is the item. For this book, I was really the plug because storyline is amazing. I would read it over and over again because the storyline is just everything. Yeah, and then Daily Might, Fuel for the Soul. It's a daily devotional. I need to purchase some more. I purchased this on the 25th of June 2015, and I would read through. For example, let's go to July. What's the day today? It's July 8th. Do your best, God will do the rest. God expects us to do all we can, and then he will do what we can't. When Jesus went to raise Lazarus from the dead, he told the people, take away the stone. John 11 verse 39. He could have made the stone roll away by itself, or he could have made Lazarus walk right through the stone. So why did they have to roll it away? Rolling the stone away from the door of the tomb was something they could do. They couldn't raise him from the dead, but they could roll the stone away. Jesus said we are to ask, seek, and knock. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks it will be open. Matthew 7 verse 7 to 8. But if you don't look, you're not going to find. Maybe 9 out of 10 doors you try are locked, and you're only going to find one open. But you've got to do what you can. You can't just sit there and say, God, reveal it to me. God expects you to put your feet to your prayers, to get out and do a little hoofing and look. If you're doing your best to please and obey him, God will do almost anything for you, and some of the most amazing things you could possibly imagine. Who wrote this book? Who wrote this book? Let me check the end. Let me check the back. Back. Interesting. There's an index, but I don't see who wrote this book. It just says Delimites. Fuel for the soul. Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Ephesians 6 verse 10. Anyways, guys, I think we've come to the end. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Nerfet. Are you an architect without Nerfet? Anyway, guys, we have officially come to the end of this video. You guys tell me what you think, and maybe you could recommend books to me that I would probably read in the future or try to find and read. But until next time, bye. 'Cause sometimes the rain comes to grow the flower, sometimes